daddy, your sister's a hoe. Ho, 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 ho. So, we got this book, Eva and Franco Martes, right? And we got a lot of questions going with them. You put them on the wiki page. Who's Luther Blissett? First off, who is this guy? Well, he's like really creation of the two artists, Eva and Franco Martes. You know, they created this idea of Luther Blissett so that they could have a name to associate with the artworks that they put online. You know, and it's kind of crazy because it's like it kind of makes you ask the question. It's like, what is the significance of the artwork for art? So like, who's Darko Mevr? Like that's another question in itself. It's a different guy, same kind of concept. It's like a creation of the two artists, and they come up with this guy. Uh, he comes up with this violent imagery, and such as this fetus and like cut up hand, you know. But it's not like what people thought it was. What people thought it was it's a mannequin that creates and he puts it on he makes it out of wax and he like covers it in blood, and it makes it look kind of crazy. And well, that's not really what it was. He like went into even Franco, they go into Google Images, they find this image of violence in the war, what I'm saying? Like they find this image off Google Images or something of that nature, know. And like they take that image, people think it's some kind of mannequin, but in real life, it's like the real image being turned into the mannequin. And they compare it to like a Philip K. Dick novel. He's a great science fiction writer, you know what I'm saying? Um, so it's like, what's the idea behind these two things? It's like, well, it's like one of these things. It's like, does it have to be real? Does a person have to be real? Does the art have to be real? It makes you ask all these questions yourself, you know what I'm saying? So like, what did Eva and Franco steal? Well, in my opinion, they stole more than one thing. I mean, the typical answer would be they went to all these art exhibits. They stole these integral elements. I mean, not integral, but I mean, when you think of a piece of art, you think everything within the piece of art is integral. So they steal these little tiny pieces, and they try to make their own statement by it. But in my opinion, they also steal the images that they find online for the Darko Maver pictures because those aren't theirs. So it's like even Franco make they what like when they steal this, like what does it say about art? It's like, well, in the case of the little things, it's like you can make new art out of the original art, and like it's kind of weird, but that's what it is. And they made fake newspapers, fake movie posters. Why? It's like the idea of real publicity, like changing the idea of publicity. It's got Ewan McGregor, Penelope Cruz. These are famous people. It's like, can you create a movie? And the idea behind the movie with the EU is it's all of this kind of hype that they can build up, and it has some relevance to what's going on in Europe at the time. So what's net art? Net art is a website. It's kind of the same idea of a collective artist. And when you create net art, well, along the same lines of Maver and Blissett, um, you know, like you have this collective artist online. People don't know what the heck is going on, and it's another thing to hide behind so that even Franco don't have to be even Franco. So compare what Eva and Franco did in their 2000 piece live sharing to the way people use the internet in 2011. Like live sharing, like I mean, down to like the way the internet was back then. Like it's pretty big difference. Like when you look at it, like look at this picture from like the internet back in the day, man. Like the way the internet works now is so much more advanced. It used to be they talked about how much a pain it was to just install a regular computer. Just install a regular computer. So, so what's the point of the Second Life avatars? Well, the Second Life avatars were this special creation of theirs. It's kind of like representing the essence of a human being, okay? Like when you think of the essence of a human being, it's not the way that the person is outwardly. Like you can't tell that from looking at someone, like who they are. Um, you know what I mean? Like it's what's inside it. But when they go on to Second Life and they create their avatar, like they're gonna come up with something that represents who they really are. You know what I mean? Um, Like it's like more real than real. So when you take a picture of the Second Life avatar, it's like you're taking a picture of someone's essence and not just a picture of them. So, besides pissing off Nike, what did the Nike Ground Project say about corporations and culture? Should CSULB change the name of the university library to the Starbucks library? Why or why not? Well, besides pissing off Nike, Nike Ground kind of said, like, you see all these logos on everything, like Invesco Field in Denver and the Angel Stadium, I'm sure, has some brand slapped onto the side. So in this situation, like, Nike Ground was just another instance of this. It just wasn't sponsored by them, but they put this commercial idea on the side of, like, for instance, a park, and it's the same idea of commercialism, kind of just like being shoved in your face. Um, and should the CSULB change the name of the university library to Starbucks library? Why not? Well, in my opinion, like, they should be free to call it the Starbucks library. If Starbucks makes a big investment in the library as an endowment, maybe a few $1 million. Like, if they're giving $1 million to the library, why can't we call it the Starbucks library? I think that's fair. I think that's fair. But in the case of there just being a Starbucks in the library, it should stick to the university library. I'm more of a pragmatic myself. Like, if they're gonna get us more money to buy books, more money to update our computers and the like, then why not? I'll allow it. Um, so that's about it, and I hope you enjoy this video. This is about the fourth or fifth time I've made it. All the times with this different accents, it's gotten a little bit complicated. It's a little hard to keep my train of thought after doing it that many times. So thank you for staying invested with your attention and all that, and thank you for letting me do this project. Peace out.